Hello everybody, and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Let's see what's up with this stockroom. Oh, hi. Okay, what's going on? Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white like raw pork, and is covered in light soy marinade. Poking at the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. We already went through this once. This box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There's no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. Examine the mask. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained a deep black. The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or fortune written in Japanese. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up toward the light and examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset, beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. 1 large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance. The sound of the doors latch shutting. You are no longer alone. Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is an ashen gray. His eyes are dead white. His teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man. This is a ghoul. The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, hired gun. No doubt brought to bear against me by the Wampoan elders. A means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? You're a ghoul, and talking? Yes, I am not only talking, I am reasoning as well. And since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish tutus. You wish for tutus. To not only know what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. Gaichu? I'm sorry. It's very much like Gaichu. Gaichu. Okay, I'm done. All right, LP over. We're done. It's out. I've ruined everything. Okay. You're the one killing the Wampoan elders. You are correct. I have killed all of the Wampoan elders to date. The only elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. Explain yourself? This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Wampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide. No police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder Ng discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. Ng and the other elders were having problems with one of their number. An elder named Magpie had been holding many of their plans hostage and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Wampoans at large. Ng offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Wu shoots you a sidelong glance, tusks bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, Kira? It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Do I? Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect? Gaichu's tone is amused, despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. You're the kind of monster that devour our family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, Kira? He's just like them. They were a gang, Wu. Like that makes a bit of difference. Go on then, talk to the monster. But I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe we were speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Surely you must be a little curious about that. Yeah, I found some of her blood. Ah, unfortunate. I thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands must have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants in the drain. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waves a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. Why kill the other elders? I contacted the elders, not in person, of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, Ing would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hisses the next words across clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleared out some of the other Wampoans under some pretense, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. I saw scarring on the concrete from bullets and a blade. And my hands, yes. My blindness precludes the use of ranged weapons. Unfortunate, since I was an excellent shot before I became infected, but my skills in grappling and kenjutsu have only increased. A battle of swords is a clash of souls. Mine was stronger than theirs, and they perished. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Wampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I had hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt, yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Wampoans started, or will you treat me with the same humanity I have shown you? Questions. Very well. What would you like to know? What would you like know? Is this from your armor? Ah, yes. I felt a ragged edge on one shoulder plate. I assume it was removed when one of the police officers shot me with his rifle. The hazards of war include unkempt attire, unfortunately. Why would they... I mean, that's a silly question. Like, no loose ends, obviously. Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination towards profit. They're Ferengi, after all. They may regard me as subhuman because, well, sub-Ferengi, and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply did not like me. The net result is the same, however. They reneged on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid. As they have hired you to kill me, they have obviously not learned their lesson. Did you eat them? Some of them. Not all. My condition requires that I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. If I let you live, what will you do? kill the rest of the elders and anyone else they send to exterminate me. It's a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. Come and work with me. Do we want to hire a... That's... Can't I just go talk to the elders and be like, dudes, pay up? Like, I feel like that should be an option here. Rather than just, like, oh, you know, you could be a Shadowrunner, or, oh, I'm gonna murder you. Also, I get the impression that trying to... he would be a very difficult boss fight. Maybe? I don't know. Like, I'm never gonna use him. Like, if I get him to come along, I'm not gonna... Like, it's not... I have my party. Like, or... I really wish that there was a third option here. Like, I really wish there was a third option for, like... Can I go ask the elders to pay up? Okay, let's see where this goes anyway. Curious offer. And what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you to not believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Wampo without being noticed. Bleh. Okay. Let's go along. See what they have to say, at least. Are we gonna end up... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. They are gonna... Okay, well, we're gonna save then. Let's save the game. And, yeah. Talk to you here. As you approach, Elder Ing's eyes widen. Her mouth falls open and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You brought this thing into our home? Quick, kill it before it kills us! Porter hefts his pistol warily, but does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I gotta say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here, and why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I am not an it, and your elders know this intimately. Gaichu bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face Ing. Good evening, Elder Ing. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, what's going on here? Can someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? The elders have been lying to the rest of the Wampoans. We would never lie to the Wampoans. Our role is to protect this community, not lie to it. What proof do you have to back up your claims? Porter nods at the elders, looking back to you with a wary expression. I'm interested to hear what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Kira. As far as I could tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin? This creature that feasts on metahuman flesh that kills and dismembers our tribesmen? You're naive and foolish women if that's the case. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? Ing, please. In matters where the elders accused of breaking our law, the other elders generally judge them. In matters where all of them have been accused, I'm authorized to act as judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. I found... Let's see, there's a large amount of blood in her... I found her necklace in the storm drains. Porter takes a moment to examine the necklace. He nods at you. This is definitely Magpie's. Found it in the storm drain that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost down storm drains in Hong Kong must number in the tens of thousands per year. While unusual, it's hardly evidence of foul play. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. So what? Perhaps she cut herself and washed the cut off. Or perhaps you are mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. That's true, it's a guess. Even if it is her blood, it doesn't prove that the elders hired this ghoul to kill her. He gives Elder Ep a sidelong glance. The elders have always protected Wampoa Garden to the best of their ability. She wouldn't just disappear. That may be unlikely, but it's hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I won't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any kind of concrete evidence to back it up. I did as much investigating as okay. What about the fight with the HKPF? What do you mean? What's that got to do with the elders and the ghoul? I found this piece of his armor in the garage. You point out the armor's markings to Porter, and he nods with some satisfaction. This is from his armor. How does it prove the elders knew of the ghoul's existence? The police officers were abnormally armed and armored, with much heavier gear than a normal patrol. They were armed with armor-piercing, discarding 7 rounds. That's hardly standard issue. Lesser weapons wouldn't have broken that armor plate. If all they were looking for was a common fugitive, why be prepared for a fight of that magnitude? Obviously, they knew what they were searching for. That doesn't mean we did. The evidence in the garage points to a fight with someone using a sword. I mean, I don't know why that's relevant, but we allowed the police into Wampoa Garden because they were hunting someone. They never told us who or why they were looking for their quarry. Didn't have anything to do with us. Gaichu hisses through clenched teeth, addressing Porter Lamb. I was only in the garage to collect payment from them. The ordinary residents were warned of the HKPF's arrival and were gone by the time I arrived. That's suspicious, I'll admit. It still doesn't prove the elders knew it was the ghoul. You don't allow police inside the area. Why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting a non-Wampoan. That was reason enough for us to allow them in. Porter considers this for a moment and then shakes his head. That doesn't add up. Why would they ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before, and they've always tried to force their way in. Doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down this ghoul? Preposterous! Porter, you know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. This ghoul has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He's still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. He fixes you with a hard stare. I don't see any way to explain that away. The ghoul is a monster for how he killed Tong and the others. He wasn't tortured. He didn't even feel the blow. That's correct. I struck a single blow while his back was to me. His death was instant. Regrettable that he had to die for your folly, Ing, but been necessary to protect my reputation. Ing glares at Gaichu in stony silence before addressing Porter. You cannot believe what these people say. They are not to be trusted, and even if this is true, he still killed Tong. Porter looks back at Ing, his expression flat and without emotion. Maybe so, but a monster would not take Tong's suffering into account. He may be a killer, but he's not heartless. The scene of the murder was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. Blood smeared on the walls, removal of the skin. It's a scene designed to evoke horror, not a scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce! We've dedicated ourselves to protecting the Wampoan tribe and everyone who lives in Wampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings? You've been duped, Porter. You and the Shadowrunner. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. I can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this ghoul instead. Tang narrows his eyes at you, hissing. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I will not tolerate this kind of insult. Magpie's gear was missing. Obviously missing. Um... Okay, they were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage. That's right. Yep, you even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the red spear gangers were moving in to leave him alone. Why would you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the red spears. They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with them directly. And Magpie's gear was missing. Obviously missing. Pure supposition. You think it proves something that I didn't notice equipment was missing? Magpie's shop is always a horrible mess. Tang, you did a full inventory of Magpie's Matrix servers. You assured us everything was running fine and you would be able to continue our work. I find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching our stock. Oh boy. Alright, I think I have some idea what's going on here. And, what do you believe the real story is? Gaichu seems to be telling the truth. Others, too many facts don't add up. You're obviously hiding something, possibly a great deal, from the rest of the tribe. I'm sorry, but I have to take you into custody until the community can decide the extent and manner of your punishment. Death would seem appropriate to me, especially given that they kept up the charade even to you, one of their most trusted citizens. Don't you dare talk to me like that, you disgusting beast. Ip begins to raise his weapon. Porter reaches out to stop him. He reluctantly does. Ip, no, don't make this any worse than it is. Porter turns to face you. Thank you, Kira. I'll make certain justice is meted out. You're free to go. I'll ensure the payments delivered to you, as long as you take Gaichu with you. Can't have him staying here. Okay. Hey! No deaths. As you exit the Wampoa into the sweltering night air of the Kowloon streets, Gaichu turns to face you. I confess I'm unhappy with the decision to allow the Wampoan elders to live. We should have killed them, if for no other reason than to maintain our reputation. That's... God, you're so fixated. That's why that's not how we do things. Gaichu vows to you, head held very low. I can accept this. I am unused to working with Shadowrunners, and assumed you would see things as I do. Hopefully, there is much I can learn from you. Shall we leave this place? I am eager to be done with Wampoa Garden. Yeah. Let's head out. I assume this is probably going to be a point of contention between some of the other party members and myself. But, oh well. Yeah. The MTR rockets noiselessly toward Hyoi along the edge of Kowloon Bay. The black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The plot by the elders is exposed, and Porter Lamb is in your debt. You have a new ally in the respect of the Wampoans. Sometimes everything goes right in a job. You count yourself lucky this was one of those times. Hey, cool. That's 2 thumbs up. Yeah, maybe. We're gonna get our own reputation for not having bloodshed. I mean, we've been sort of. I mean, we didn't kill the vampire, right? You know? Fair enough. I think it's in keeping with kind of our quote-unquote role play. Come on. Oh, geez. Please don't freeze on me. Ah, thank you. Go to the Ares Asia Holding Facility and travel. Oh, what? Your comlink chirps. It's kindly Chang. Oh. Yes, ma'am. Come to the Mahjong Parlor, my darling. I have something I want to show you. Your crew is already here. I'll be there right away. Very good, my sweet. Very good. I'll see you shortly. I mean, I kind of want to do more mission. Okay. Alright. Right. You can level up. We're not gonna... Probably not gonna use you very much, but... 2 bleeding damage. Sure. And... Shuriken. Not too bad. Kind of want something. Ignores all armor. There we go. Yeah. 2 armor and 1 dodge. I don't know what his stats are. Whatever, we'll go with that. And do you wanna check out Maximum Law over here? See what he has to say about the Law is speaking in the air as you approach. His bulky goggles flash with an unusually diverse array of conditions lights. Yo, T0, gotta go, man. This is the cat I was telling you about. Goggle servos whine softly as a set of lenses focuses on you. Kira, what's going on? What you been up to? Were you, telling... My notoriety precedes me, I see. Ha! That's what you get for being so vicious. What can I hook you up with today? Yeah, I got some metadata for you. Yo, tell me what you got. Oh, no, okay. Your elders... I know! His piss-drinking, pig-sucking, he erupts into a torrent of livid, awkward profanity, some sort of pidgin of Cantonese and tech speak. He catches himself short, pulls himself back together, and clenches his fists. You know whose fault this is? Ing. She always had it in for Magpie, because Magpie was a genius. Turbo-snorting woo-woo idiot, and her lackeys almost destroyed the Wampoa network. Folds his arms across his chest. I hope they string the bones of those morons from the gutters with a bunch of monofilament wire from the blessed autofab. Law pauses and looks over at you. I heard all the rumors. What's the full story? What do you know? We need to port this data out to the whole tribe. You seem fond of Magpie. Magpie was the best of the bunch. Wicked coder, Nova Hot Decker, plus she knew the infrastructure. Those of us in Magpie's bus maintain the shadow nets. That's what keeps Wampoa independent. Now we lost Magpie and half the other elders. All that skill base is gone. All because Ung got a bunch of cruft in her boards. It's her fault, I'm telling you. Sure. He listens in prolonged silence as you lay it all out. When you're done, he shakes himself as if awaking from a bad dream. Whoa. He seems stunned. For real? Man, this is gonna go down in tribal lore, Kira. Here, this is a cred stick I keep on hand for when people have special information. Take it, you earned it. I kinda wanna think now. Share files. See ya. You gotta go? Okay, watch your back and shoot straight and all. He grins at you and dexterously yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was the thing. They hired Ghoul. They hired a Ghoul. Why would you? I don't remember ever seeing ghouls in Returns or Dragonfall. Hi, Kindly Chang. As you walk through the mahjong parlor, you see your crew waiting for you, clearly uncomfortable to be so close to the triad boss. Then you see why. Her cheeks are flushed and glowing. She's already hit the bottle pretty hard. Ah, Kira, you're here. Excellent. Yes, it's good to see you. They both have expressions that say they'd rather be anywhere else. Don't keep us in suspense, Auntie. So you said... Nice to... Shall we grab a table? What did you find out? Kindly Chang takes out her PDA and gently places it on the table in front of her. The wiretap we placed on the police force has borne fruit. Oh god, that... Okay. Her mouth breaks into a wolfish grin. Her eyes take on a feral gleam. That should be either a comma or an and. She appears fueled by alcohol and vengeance, a hungry beast on the hunt. My people have delivered a snippet of a recorded... God, no! I had it! Video call between the plastic-faced man and Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit. Huh. This should be good. Should we take a seat? Unfortunately, it's only a snippet. There were some technical difficulties with the tap. She glances at Bao, who nods back at her. The person responsible has been sacked. Chang reaches out a lacquered fingernail, hunts for the button she's looking for, and stabs it in victory. There's a loud crackling noise at the beginning of the recording, followed by a squelching squeal that makes Gobbet cover her ears in pain. When the video recording begins, the man's voice sounds far away as if he's talking through a thick pane of glass. The woman's is louder, closer. Say that again. There's something wrong with this line. I said my client isn't interested in hearing more excuses, Inspector. That's what I thought you said. I'm not making excuses, mister. I have a department to run. Not for much longer if those two Westerners aren't found.
They're linked to this Raymond Black somehow, and my client wants them out of circulation immediately.
The two runners are his accomplices, too. The little orc and the dwarf with the cyber deck. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wide-eyed, and swallows hard. She winks back reassuringly.
I'm aware, Inspector. Thank you. We don't know how much any of them know, and my client is adamant that the risk be mitigated immediately.
I've already made this the SDU's highest priority. If Josephine wants more resources on it, I'm going to need allocations from elsewhere in the department.
That is a problem that can be easily dealt with. My client wants this over. Now. No more excuses. No more fuck-ups. No more cops floating in the river.
Kindly Cheng smiles at that and pours herself a shot. Tell her we're redoubling our efforts.
Very good. Dead or alive, you bring them to me. My client requires my personal verification that the threat has been eliminated.
Hang on, this line's getting worse. There's a sharp crackle and the recording ends. Kindly Cheng picks up her PDA and puts it away with a smile. She unscrews the cap on her bottle and pours herself a shot with a flourish. That's the guy we saw in the surveillance footage, the one who killed Raymond Black. She leans into the PDA. The plastic face looks a lot cooler close up. I think it's kind of pretty. That video doesn't tell us much. I mean, we already know there's an APB on us. All we're sure of now is that the man with the plastic face is definitely working for someone else. This Josephine. Is that all we have, Auntie? First name? It's not just a first name, Gobbet dear. It's the first name. Josephine Sang. She's the one pulling the strings. Kindly downs her shot and slams the glass upside down on her table. That disease-riddled dog... Puh! Whoa! Whoa! I should have known it was her from the beginning. She drums her fingers on the table in front of her. And she had nerve to call down the heat on my runners? On Nightjar? Oh, that scabrous fossil is going to pay. So... Friend of yours? Cheng makes a wet hacking noise in the back of her throat and spits on the floor. She's the CEO of Seng Mechanical Services and a member of the Hong Kong Executive Council. Her face turns to a mask of disgust. God, I'm not going... There are a few things I will not say, like repeat. And to be fair, it's not really that bad, but that's a little bit much. Okay. What's saying Mechanical Services? Josephine's baby. It was a B-rated corporation before she married into the Sang family, but after she fought for and won the contract to rebuild Kowloon Walled City, their fortunes rose high. They began a rise to power that eventually landed Josephine on the Executive Council. The Walled City? Yes, the same place Raymond Black hired my runners to take him. I've already connected the dots. I don't know what it means, but it clearly means something. What do you mean, CEO? She was Hong Kong Philanthropist of the Year in 2054 and 2055. Children's hospitals, homeless shelters, food distribution centers, good causes, and the kind that get good PR because people are too lazy and myopic to look for the real people doing the hard work, the face-to-face with the poor work. Don't be so cynical, Isabel. Auntie Cheng smiles at her sweetly. Coming face-to-face with the unsanitized for video poor is distasteful, dear. You know that. Her face gets stony. Beyond being a CEO and a philanthropist, I also know that Josephine Sang is a lying, conniving bitch. Those two things sound mutually exclusive. She snorts. Wake up, Kira. Power is power. Whether you're providing children with 3 hots and a cot, or you're negotiating a treaty with a multinational, it's all the same. Doesn't sound like you like her. Whatever gave you that impression, my sweet? No, my darling, I don't like Josephine Sang. And I'm going to fuck her up. I'm going to fuck her up bad. How are you gonna do that? No. She picks up her bottle of swill. Its turpentine fumes drift your way. Not now. Not today. You'll be there, my darling. I'll make it a party. So what do you think the connection is? I don't know yet, but I will. He called her his client. There may be some sort of lead we can follow. Cheng nods a woo. Her glance lingers at his biceps a moment before continuing. Right now, all we know is that he is her instrument, the one who killed Raymond Black. Raymond's not dead. Yes, you may have mentioned that before, Gunshow. She smiles at him reprovingly. Regardless, the plastic-faced man is still our best lead for figuring out what's going on. Okay, so who's the executive council? May I, Auntie? Isabel breaks in, giving Kindly Cheng a chance to calm down a bit. Hong Kong is run by a consortium of powerful corporations called the Board of Governors, who set up the Executive Council, an 8-member committee of exemplary Hong Kong citizens, to represent the people and run the city on their behalf. But of course, you don't vote for them. That would be too unpredictable. Instead, every 2 years, two council slots come up for election, and the corporations on the Board of Governors put up some possible candidates and vote among themselves in a closed-door session. Closed door? I'm shocked. Of course, every single one of these candidates is on some corporation's payroll somehow. Wham, bam, instant government. Okay, the next step. There's nothing we can do to touch Josephine Sang, as much as I hate to admit it. But the plastic-faced man is a different story. He's a third-party operative who's been careless, and he'll live to regret it. Her little black eyes turn stony. For a while. If Sang thinks he can take... she thinks she can take out 2 of my runners and get away with it, I'm going to have to explain things to her. She pulls out a thin black cigar and runs it beneath her nose. We're going to find the plastic-faced man, and we're going to hurt him. We'll hurt him until we know everything he does. Everything he does. And then we will use that to strike back at Josephine Sang. She lights her cigar and takes a deep, deep pull. You will have your vengeance, and I will have my own satisfaction. I can't get none. She turns away and picks up the bottle. Now get out. I have work to do. Okay. Well, we're going to call it. And next time we will go claim our payment and perhaps take a rest. See what kind of, see what dreams may come. So yeah. That was exciting. We got a run done. We got a lead on our main reason for being here in Hong Kong in the first place. And, yeah. So, I will see y'all next time. Thank you all for watching. Bye!